The night Ronaldinho realized Cristiano Ronaldo was taking his throne crown fire. Intro: When kings feel the shift. In football, greatness is never permanent. There are eras, there are rulers, and there are moments when the balance quietly changes. Not with a speech, not with a headline, but with a match. For years, was football's joy. The smile, the magician, the untouchable artist. Crowds adored him, defenders feared him, even rivals applauded him. But on one unforgettable European night, a different force stepped forward. A younger, hungrier, more relentless force. And that night wasn't just a semifinal. It was a shift in power. It was the night Ronaldinho may have realized the throne was no longer secure. Chapter 1: The King of Joy. To understand that night, you must understand the kingdom. Ronaldinho wasn't just winning trophies, he was redefining football. He resurrected a sleeping giant. La Liga titles, Champions League glory, standing ovations at the. He made football playful again. The elastico, the no-look assists, the impossible free kicks. He didn't just defeat defenders. He embarrassed them beautifully, and for a moment in time, he sat alone at the top. But football is ruthless. It doesn't wait for you to enjoy the crown. Chapter 2: A Different Kind of Hunger. While Ronaldinho ruled Spain, Cristiano Ronaldo was evolving in England. He was transforming. Under Ronaldo learned something different. Not flair, not improvisation, but obsession. He trained after training, practiced free kicks until sunset, built strength relentlessly. He didn't want applause, he wanted inevitability. By 2007-08, he wasn't just promising. He was dominant. Goals from distance, headers against giants, free kicks that froze goalkeepers. And Europe began to whisper, there's a new contender. Chapter 3: The Semifinal Stage. UEFA Champions League Semifinal. vs. Legacy vs. Ambition, Art vs. Precision, Smile vs. Steel. The first leg in Spain was tense, cautious, controlled. But the second leg at Old Trafford? That was the night. The stage was perfect. Floodlights glowing, crowd roaring, history waiting. And then, 7 minutes in, Chapter 4, the header that echoed. Cristiano Ronaldo rose, not metaphorically, literally, above defenders, above expectation, above hesitation, a powerful header into the net. Old Trafford erupted. It wasn't just a goal. It was a declaration. Ronaldo wasn't waiting his turn. He was taking it. Barcelona pushed back. Ronaldinho tried to weave magic. But something felt different. Manchester United weren't dazzled. They were disciplined, structured, relentless. And Ronaldo led that intensity. Chapter 5: When Spotlights Move. Football is cruel. The spotlight shifts quickly. For years, Ronaldinho had been Europe's most mesmerizing star. But on this night, the camera followed Ronaldo. Every run, every sprint, every aerial duel. He wasn't dancing, he was hunting. And when the final whistle blew, Manchester United advanced. Ronaldo had delivered. Ronaldinho had been contained. It wasn't humiliation, but it was symbolic. The king had been challenged. And the challenger looked ready. Chapter 6: Different Mentalities, Different Destinies. Ronaldinho played like football was music. Ronaldo played like football was competition. One thrived in freedom, the other thrived in discipline. That semifinal highlighted the difference. Barcelona tried to express themselves. Manchester United executed. And in modern European football, execution wins. Chapter 7: The Aftermath. Ronaldo didn't stop. He went on to win the Champions League that year. He won the Ballon d'Or. He became the face of football's next era. Meanwhile, Ronaldinho's dominance began to fade. Injuries, form dips, lifestyle headlines. The magic was still there. But the consistency wasn't. The throne doesn't stay empty. It gets claimed. Chapter 8: Silent Rivalry. There were no insults, no dramatic confrontations. But rivalry doesn't require words. It requires comparison. And comparisons intensified. Who was better? Who defined the era? Who was more complete? Ronaldo's numbers surged. Ronaldinho's peak became memory. And that semifinal felt like the dividing line. Chapter 9: The Symbolism of Power. Ronaldinho's greatness was artistic. Ronaldo's greatness was physical and psychological. The header symbolized more than a goal. It symbolized evolution. Football was becoming faster, stronger, more athletic. And Ronaldo embodied that shift. Chapter 10: The Passing of the Crown. No official ceremony, no dramatic handshake, just a subtle realization. The world was changing. A new era was beginning. And Ronaldo wasn't just participating. He was leading it. For Ronaldinho, perhaps that night wasn't about hatred. It was about awareness. Awareness that dominance has an expiration date. And someone else was ready. Chapter 11, History confirms it. After 2008, Ronaldo entered a historic run. Ballon d'Or battles, goal-scoring records, Champions League dominance. He didn't just take the throne. He reinforced it, year after year. Meanwhile, Ronaldinho's prime became nostalgia. Brilliant, but brief. Chapter 12, Why That Night Still Matters. Because football loves symbolism, and that semi-final felt like the moment one era closed and another opened. Not with drama, but with performance. Ronaldo didn't need words. He let his leap speak. Chapter 13, Respect Remains. It's important to say this clearly. Ronaldinho never publicly hated Ronaldo. In fact, he respected him. But emotionally, competitive athletes feel shifts. They sense when momentum changes. And that night, momentum moved. Chapter 14, The Lesson of Eras. Football teaches one harsh truth. Stay evolving, or be replaced. Ronaldinho revolutionized joy. Ronaldo revolutionized obsession. Different approaches. Different longevity. Chapter 15, The Throne is Never Safe. The beauty of football is its cycle. One star inspires the next. One king builds the path for another. Ronaldinho inspired millions, including players who later dominated. But inspiration eventually becomes competition. And competition crowns the most relentless. Conclusion, the night everything shifted. The night Ronaldinho realized Cristiano Ronaldo was taking his throne wasn't about hatred. It was about transition. It was about the quiet moment when a champion sees the future. And the future looks unstoppable. That header in Manchester, that semi-final victory, that Ballon d'Or later that year. They weren't isolated events. They were chapters in a power shift. Ronaldinho will always be remembered for magic. Ronaldo will always be remembered for dominance. And on that night in 2008, magic met momentum, and momentum won.